Hey guys, what's going on and welcome back to another video. So today I'm going to be doing a deck tech on Naya Adventures or Naya Squirrel, Naya Toski. There's a lot of names for it circling around, and it's a deck which I've had a lot of fun with. I like it a lot. I mean, as you can see here, our starting hands for this game have not been very good at all, but we'll go with it. And this is a deck which has been become very popular. I personally found it through Croaky's stream, and I think he's done a very good job building this deck in its current form, if it was him that built it. And yeah, I just kind of want to show it to you guys because I think it's really good. Now, before we get into properly playing the deck, I just want to ask you guys to please subscribe, comment, leave a like, all of that good stuff. It means a massive amount to me, and it doesn't take a lot of effort for you guys. Okay, so now let's think about how I want to do this. We've had to mulligan down to 5. We're on a draw, so it's not as bad. But against the Sultai Ultimatum deck, which I think we're playing against, this is not the greatest start. So I think I'm going to play Tangled Florahedron, or the Tangled Veil is the land side, to try and get into Clarion Spirit turn 2. And then just hope, we can get something going on with a Lovestruck Beast. This just isn't looking good, this game. Okay, so he's got some kind of removal spell, which sucks, but we've got to go with it. Alright, so he's got Elspeth's Nightmare. The good thing here is that we've got no non-land cards in our hand, which he can benefit from. Okay, so we're going to play Jaspera Sentinel here. We're going to try and fashion something out of this game, even though it's been a pretty poor start for us. Yeah. Can't discard anything there, mate. Being stuck on wild is a massive failure. So it's obviously not Sultai Ultimatum anymore. So it's the Esper Doom Foretold Yorion list. So he's going to play his Doom Foretold here. Okay, so he now eliminates, which is fair enough. Okay. Difficult decisions here. Actually, I don't think it's that difficult. I'm going to play the Lovestruck Beast out here. Okay, so he's got another kill spell. That's always fun. But this deck is kind of built to be against aggro lists, this Esper list, so it's no problem at all that he's doing well against us, considering our deck is the main reason it's a thing. Alright, so let's just concede this one. And let's think about how we want to sideboard. We want one of these. Redain is good. Now, what's less good? So, Bonecrusher Giant obviously has downsides. Because he doesn't play many creatures that are low. So, I'm going to drop 2. Then Akroan War obviously has the downside of it not being very good in this matchup. Then what else? So I mean, I'm pretty sure that Gigantha should have been in my companion slot from the start, and it's just a problem from importing a deck. So just stick that right in there. Now, well, I'm just going to drop another Bonecrusher Giant. It doesn't seem to be very good at all. At least Giant Killer has the upside of killing the Yorion. Play first. Okay, I'll keep it. It's not the greatest. We're kind of relying on hitting our third land here, but so start off by playing this into our Heart's Desire. I've never liked calling it by the actual adventure name. I've always just gone adventure side of Lovestruck Beast. Okay. I'm going to play it out like this. I think that's the best way to play it, because then we guarantee the draw from Lovestruck Beast unless he's got a removal spell. He probably does, but... Okay, he doesn't. Okay, so we've already got a white. So I'm just going to pick up the red in case we need it later on. The downside is we're not able to mutate with our Gemrazers. That's okay. Okay, so here is when I think we kind of get a bit of upside from him, because we play Redain, which stops him from playing any kind of big removal spells next turn. Because he could... I can never remember the name of the Exile with odds or evens, but I think he had that there. So Redain comes in clutch for us. And let's run it back. I'm not a fan of bringing in Run Afoul against these Yorians. I've tested it quite a bit. And I'm not that sure as to whether it's the best thing to do. But then, alright, so we had a great run out game 2. So I was lucky game 2, he was lucky game 1. So now let's see who can, outmatch the other in this third game. And let's hope it's us. Okay, interesting. If he mulligans... Ooh. So we're on the draw, so I think we've got to keep this. We've got, we've got all the lands we need. We've just got to pray to get non-land. Okay, we hit a land. It's kind of always the way though, isn't it? When you don't want to hit lands, you always hit lands. There's not that much we can do about that though. What does he play? Okay, so he plays Omen. He plays Omen on his turn, which is a bit weird because... Okay. So we play our copy of Redain next turn. He's not hit a black land yet, so we can look out for that. Okay, I think he's mana screwed. Yeah, he's not hit his black. We'll play our Redain. Okay, there's his black. Okay. Let us go for green, Toski, swing in to draw 2 cards. Hoping he doesn't have Jawari's Disruption or something. Eliminate. Okay. So this makes me think that he's... Oh, does he have a Jawari's Disruption as well? I think he's got the Exile effect, so it'll... Likely that he'll play that next turn to get rid of our Toski. He might even have Elspeth Conquers Death. Doom Foretold. Sacrifice that. Is this class as casting a spell? I'm not sure. Does this class as casting a spell? Let's do a quick on-the-fly Google to see this introduction. Does mutating class as casting a spell? Dispel your cat. So I assume it does mean it's cast. I assume so anyway. If not, it's fine. Yeah, so it does class as casting. The more you know. The reason I'm mutating is to get rid of a Doom Foretold, obviously. We have to swing him. We're very weak at the moment to the exile effect of even. Okay, I don't think he has it, or else he would have cast. Treacherous Blessing, he draws 3. Okay, let's start off by drawing our 2 cards for the turn by hitting him for 5. Not the worst thing to ever happen. Ooh, okay. I reckon we go for Redain. Because if he's got the exile effect of even, he'll want to get rid of the Gemrazer. So what we need to do is we need to make it a lot more profitable for him to go for odd. The Elspeth's Nightmare thing makes it a lot more likely that we should have actually played that turn. Yeah. But the Redain will slow him down a lot. So he plays that like so. I'm not sure what he's going to do here. It might be that he kills Glass Caskets. That. Okay, yeah. They'll kill... Interesting. We played that pretty poorly last turn. Yeah. With the knowledge that we had that was taken up to 2. I didn't even think about it. We've drawn pretty poorly this game as well, which hasn't helped. But I'm not going to blame me playing badly on... So we still draw 2 cards. Lovely stuff. Showdown. Let's end the turn there. Alright, now he looks at our hand, says, does he want to discard anything? And he sees our singular Tangled Florahedron and 2 lands and goes, nope. There is nothing I could do here. Okay, so he will now target even. Which sucks, but it's just one of those things. We get to keep our Edgewall Innkeeper. Let's go. Could we have drawn any worse this game? We've got a 30% chance of hitting lands, and we've got, you know, this. I'll split them across to 2. It's very unlikely that we're going to win this game now, but you know, we've got to keep on playing. Let's play ourselves a Gigantha, no attacks. Because the reason we split our counters across our creatures is in case it's got a Heartless Act. The good thing is it's more likely for him to draw a land now than it is for us, which I guess if we're, you know, grasping onto straws. It's really good. We are really weak to some Wrath effect though. Our ideal draw here is something like a Bonecrusher Giant. So we just have to see what happens. Okay, plays Binding, killing probably an Edgewall Innkeeper. Gets a 2/2. And does he have another Yorion in hand? Does he have 3 in the top half many cards? Okay, Extinction Event. Going odd. This is, yeah. And do that. Let's go to combat, swing through. If we'd actually drawn a Bonecrusher Giant there, we would have won, I think. Oh well, you know. You can't really control what cards you draw. I played a bit poorly in the start of that game. I'm going to still show you this game because I do think it shows some value. Blimmin' heck, yeah. Alright, Showdown might get us back in the game. So he didn't have a Heartless Act, so he's going to kill one of my creatures, draw 5 cards, make 3 2/2s. There's no real coming back from that, unfortunately. Let's just move on to the next game. Into the next game we go then, and we are against big old 7. Start with a Edgewall Innkeeper. We don't really have another good turn for it in the near future. Let's go for a Tangled Florahedron here, and we've kind of got to hope that we hit a non-land, not non-land, the opposite of non-land, a untapped land next turn, so that we can go into one of our powerful cards. Probably Showdown of the Skalds will be our choice here. Perfect. But you know, we don't have a choice from that one. We've got to go for Toski because we don't have a red source. However, I'm fine with playing it like that. Okay, so next turn we'll go for Showdown. He'll probably do Exile, or okay, he doesn't. Cultivate. Okay. Do this for red. Swing with all of them. Okay, Omen is probably the best card that we can see there. Okay, so we draw 3 cards here. So if he does an exile for even, that would suck. But I don't think there's any way that we can really prevent that much against it. So next turn we can go Clarion into okay. Did he just try and destroy our Toski with a Binding of the Old Gods? I mean, mate, if you want to do that, you know, if you decide, let's play like this. Stick a +1/+1 counter on Toski. You know, let's really try and you know, stick it to him that Toski is indestructible. Okay, So against him we add in 3 Redains, we add in a Felidar, stick this in. And is there anything else we want in it? I don't think so. I don't think we have Run Afoul. So what do we take out? Bonecrusher Giant is definitely worse against this deck. A Giant Killer is also less good. Let's get rid of it. Akroan War too. Alright. See if, out of 2 games against Yorion, we can go 50-50. I'd be quite happy with that. I mean, 3 copies of Toski in our opening hand is not what we want to see. Let's get rid of this. It's just got total downside to these pathways, and we want to get the green for our Jaspera Sentinel. Yeah, it's irritating that we can't play this turn 1 because of the lands we've got, but there's nothing we can do that. We can't control that, so we won't focus on that. We'll play like this to get another card so that we can just tap this for Jaspera next turn for some extra mana. It gives us the option of playing Showdown if we want to. However, I think currently the plan is just to go for 1-1 and Lovestruck Beast. What does he play? Cultivate? Weird. Instead, we'll go for Edgewall Innkeeper, Lovestruck Beast. We get a card draw. We'll tap our Edgewall Innkeeper here. So draw a card. So play Jawari Disruption. Yeah, okay. Fair enough. We kind of, made him waste his whole turn 3 playing that. See, I think he just drawn Cultivate, or else he would have almost definitely cast it last turn, I think. We're hoping to draw Toski this turn now. Let's just try and focus on this turn. Alright. We don't hit a Toski, which is fine. Play our Giant Killer. Swing in with this guy. If he plays Binding, we can kill it straight away. In this, when your player gets sold to Ultimatum, if they ever foretell a card, it is always the take an additional turn card. Okay, so he's looking at our Gemrazer. So we know he's got a Binding or some other kind of powerful enchantment or artifact. Okay, so he kills our Edgewall Innkeeper there. He kills our Jaspera Sentinel. Okay, now I'm going to make an odd play here. I'm going to tap that for mana. Now, the reason for this is because he could have... We are essentially giving up this additional Jaspera Sentinel, but it's because he could have a copy of Jawari's Disruption, another one. Okay, he doesn't, but that's fine for us. We don't really mind. So he tops one. Now, what could he possibly top in this situation? So he could have an ultimatum. Okay, so there's the ultimatum coming straight in. What do we not want him to have? So he'll get a Tibalt, a take another turn, and another card. Ooh, okay. So Shadow's Verdict kind of wipes the whole board. There's no real good decision here. Theoretically, Elrond's Epiphany is just gain 2 1/1s and draw a card, and untap all your mana, but we don't, Shadow's Verdict. Gets rid of... I think we actually get rid of Kiora here. Yeah, sure, we exile all of those. He gets 1/1. Okay, that doesn't actually look like such a bad position for us, considering we were facing an ultimatum. I think it might have been better for him to include Tibalt in one of those selections. But, it's fine. I've seen a lot of versions with this deck lately, running Vorinclex and Tibalt to gain, a lot of upside with that. And that I've been very impressed seeing, and it's done very good things against me. What's he doing? He's got removal. Heart sacked. Yeah, see, I did consider putting a counter on that creature, but okay, so he's got another, take another turn. Okay. So here, what we'll do is we'll play Tangled Florahedron and then our Showdown of the Skalds, because that just allows us to stick a counter on this. Yeah, and we've got to try our best to get back into this game somehow, and I see this as a very good way of doing that. Okay, so he makes 2 more 1/1s and draws a card. Unless he draws an ultimatum, then it's, then he'll obviously play that. But actually, no, he should just play the, whatever it's called, Alfie's Epiphany, or, whatever the name of it is. Elrond's Epiphany. Vorinclex. Okay. No blocks. We'll go down to 8. Oh, we can't get any more counters on that, which means that we can't gain any more. We'll bring this back to a hand. So he gets 2 swings with Vorinclex, so that was a very smart play. However, we now have 6 powers worth of creatures, so oh, it's Behold the Multiverse. He's got that in his deck. Okay, that makes sense. He has drawn 2 cards though, so I'm not sure whether we can commit to triple blocking this Vorinclex. Well, our Showdown of the Skalds won't work now. Let's play our big old 5/5, which is free with a deck. Which we could use as a nice blocker for this Vorinclex. Now we know it's Vorinclex, we might want to have a copy of... Now, because Akroan War isn't a counter for it, because we can't get an encounter, it's just a very difficult card to play against. Then we'll play our Tangled Florahedron. Get ourselves 2 1/1 spirits in the air. Swing through for 1 here. Still got 2 1/1s for if we want to block a bird. Hit restoration. Okay, this is tricky here. Swing free in the air, goes free, and we'll play out a land and we'll pass to him. Theoretically here we just want to be able to kill the Vorinclex somehow, you know. If we kill the Vorinclex, we've got a good chance. So he plays out his Urian. If we get a Bonecrusher Giant, we can swing in with Gigantha. Because it's possible he blocks it with Vorinclex. It's possible that we could have actually baited it last turn and swung with Gigantha, because he might have thought that we would have drawn a Bonecrusher Giant, as there was no other way we could have attacked without it. But he might have just, you know, taken our bait. We would have had to put full control on, but... So, yeah. We'll just see what he does now. So he now draws himself. Well, he scries 4, draws 2. Sick. Okay, so he scries 2 to the bottom, which I quite like seeing. It's better than when he scries to the top, isn't it? You know, let's be real with ourselves. Okay. No attacks here. We can play, get our 1/1, and then get our 2 1/1s in the air from our Clarion Spirits. He's obviously in a commanding position at the moment. If he doesn't get another... So if he gets his, you know, Exile creatures of mana cost 3 or less card, that's going to suck, you know, Shadow's Verdict. However, currently, we're not in such a bad position right now. In fact, we're getting to a point where we can start considering, you know, swinging at him. If only we played Embercleave, eh? You know, Toski would be an amazing draw currently. Okay, he plays big old Poly K. Comes in with 12 counters because of Vorinclex. I can't wait to see what happens to that, you know, Polychronos when he... Alright, let's just play Tangled Florahedron. And then Showdown. If he brings back Polychronos from a graveyard, it'll come in with 24 counters. If we draw Toski, we've got a chance. You know, we could swing with everything. Try and get something back for this game. So we'll play Showdown here. Although it can't gain a counter yet, it's better for us to play it in wait and get ourselves a 1-1 by getting the second spell this turn. I don't think we've got a good positive swing there. Polychronos kills our Clarion Spirit. How dare he? Let's block like that. This is kind of just so he has to spend his mana this turn to get it back. Even if it does enter with 24 counters on it. Oh no. Is it 24? Yeah. Yeah, we needed a Toski there, really. Oh well. Nothing we could do. Interesting game at the very least. Let's add a Bonecrusher Giant in. Giant Killer would also have been very good. Which I might add another copy of that in for that. What else do we want? Clarion Spirit seem to be really good. We're on the place, we could drop a land. We have been drawing a lot of them. Let's see that. If we get mana screwed now, that is totally on me. But I feel that when you're on a draw, you can kind of get away with cutting a land in certain situations. Okay. Let's get a 1-1. You know, let's try and get, you know, Edgewall Innkeeper or Clarion Spirit or something next turn. We don't, but it's cool. Next turn, if he... Ooh, it's an interesting one. So he plays a blue land. Wolf with a Haven, okay. So it's possible he's going for one of his 4 mana cards next turn. So we go for Redain to counter that. Then he can't play his Binding of the Old Gods, so he'll have to force, you know, doing something else. He's also got to find black mana if he wants to do that, but I'm sure he will, so. Alright. This is black mana, Heartless Act. We'll swing in with just a Redain here. Okay. Jawari's Disruption would make this Felidar retreat really bad. Although if he's going to just... Actually, it would cost him... Let's play Lovestruck Beast. Plays around Jawari's Disruption, which I think he has. He's probably got a Omen, Omen of the Sea. But... Or he's got a removal spell. Okay, there's the Omen of the Sea. Sticks one on top. Interesting. Okay, what's he going to do now then? Alright, waiting on this guy to decide what he wants to do. Omen. So I think he was looking for a land there. I think. Well, we've got Lovestruck Beast and we need the 1/1. We can't actually put +1/+1 counters on with a Felidar Retreat. Which is just an interesting interaction I thought I'd go over. We can swing for 8 next turn, which is very dangerous. That's such an obvious Jawari's disruption. See, so if you want, I would have liked to play the land afterwards, but I don't think I could have, or else, because I kind of want this to resolve. It's the game. And the card he's got is to make him take another turn. Or it's just Behold the Multiverse. Now, Behold the Multiverse would be a really nice card for us, for him to have. Because it would mean he would have to pay an additional 2. I think that's how it works anyway. So it would actually be 4 mana for him to cast it. There we go. Scry 2, then draw 2. He tops 2. How is he going to manoeuvre his way out of this position? I think if we just attach Gemrazer onto here, there's nothing he can do to actually stop us. Because I'm not sure he can kill 2 creatures. He can kill the 1/1, shutting off our 5/5, but then we've still got 6 damage through outside of that. Okay, so we get the win in our second game then. So we're 1-on-1 against Yorion decks. We're more preferred against aggressive decks such as mono red, mono white. But yeah, with that being said, thanks ever so much for watching the video, and I'll be back with another one soon. Goodbye.